Common housing market myths you might be hearing. There's no shortage of sensational headlines about the real estate market these days, and homebuyers continue to have more and more questions and concerns. Today, we are myth-busting some of those misleading headlines you might be hearing. We want to bring awareness to you as a potential buyer that you can't necessarily believe everything you're hearing when it comes to the housing market in the national media. First and foremost, I think the number one thing that everybody is hearing is that it's a terrible time to buy a home right now. Well, is it? Because here's the thing. Right now, there is more inventory, which means more houses to choose from. And now, because there's more houses to choose from and there's more inventory, sellers are now more willing to work with buyers. This wasn't the case a year ago. A year ago, even though interest rates were lower than they are today, buyers really struggled to compete in that type of market with multiple offers, with stronger buyers, for example, that could waive the appraisal contingency and finance contingencies or essentially just pay cash. So right now, there is more inventory out there and sellers are more willing to work with buyers. So yes, interest rates are higher than they were last year, but it's still a good time to buy if you're in a position to buy. And on that note, we are seeing sellers contribute towards buyers' closing costs and rate buy downs, etc. So again, this is something that we did not see, and we in fact have not seen a lot of seller concessions in a real estate market in a very long time. So today, if you are a buyer, it's likely you can negotiate to have the seller contribute towards your closing cost. Be sure to talk to your real estate agent. Every market across the country is different. And while the overall media says that it's a buyer's market and not necessarily a seller's market, I tell you, there are some still seller's market out there, which means you may not get a seller concession or credit. But overall, we are seeing a trend with sellers to contribute towards buyers' closing costs to help with affordability today. Myth number 3 is that you have to have 20% put down on a house, and this just isn't the case. There are many low down payment loan options out there across the country. There are down payment assistance programs that are available. If somebody has served in the military, the National Guard, or the reserves, they may have VA home loan benefits, which is a no down payment option. There are plenty of less than 20% down home loan options out there. So just talk with a lender and they're going to be able to walk you through what makes sense for you. One of the big things that we hear today is we'll just wait until interest rates come down. Here's the challenge with that. When interest rates start to come down, that real estate market and the competitiveness is very likely going to increase because there still is an overall shortage of houses in our country. So the supply and demand pendulum will swing once interest rates come down, and it is going to be even more challenging for buyers to once again compete. So today, even though interest rates are higher, remember that rate can be temporary. What's most important is that you get under contract, you be able to buy the house, and then at some point in the future, if interest rates come down, you can always look at refinancing and repositioning that mortgage rate. The other myth is that you're going to wait and buy at the bottom of the market. The problem with that is that nobody ever really knows when it was a bottom of the market until it's a look back period. So for example, if this is the bottom of the market right now, we won't know that for 2 to 3 months from now. And then we look back and go, oh, hey, that was the bottom. What we can tell you right now is that inventory is up. And in many markets across the country, it is a buyer's market, which just means that sellers are more willing to work with buyers. And there are some deals out there that can be gotten. So now's the time to take advantage of this market. This market will be gone and it'll be a new market next year. Foreclosures. So a lot of people are out there thinking, hey, we're going to wait for the foreclosures to increase and we'll get a great deal on a foreclosure. You have to know the stats and the statistics based on your particular market because foreclosures are still nationwide historically low. So it's more of a trickle effect. It doesn't mean that they don't exist, but it's not a tsunami, not like anything that we saw back in 2008. It's a different market today. So waiting on this foreclosure, you might be waiting a long, long time. One of the big headlines that we hear right now are household debt is soaring at the fastest pace as credit card use increases. Realistically, the credit card balances today are in line with where they were in 2019. So again, that's just a really great example of how the news can kind of scare us into thinking, oh my gosh, what does that mean? I think I'll wait. I think I'll hunker down. I'm going to let this pass. But sometimes when you let this pass, you're letting the current opportunity pass as well. I'm sharing this with you because I believe in home ownership. I talk to so many people that truly do want to buy a home, but they have all been discouraged lately by the noise in the media. My goal is to provide you with important information for you to confidently make a decision and determine if this is the best time for you to purchase a home and meet your personal financial goals. If you or someone you know is ready to start the home loan process, be sure to click here to watch my recent video about how to get a mortgage.